What's going on, YouTube? We're about to jump into this video. It's going to be another review. Pretty much just going over my recent gameplay over the last week. Different clips, different stuff like that. That's pretty much the intro. We're just going to get right into it. Bye-bye. Alright guys, so to set the scene here, we're over on my Twitch. Basically, we're flying in on the LFG chat as I typically am, playing with randoms and such. There was a comm given. I assumed he was saying we're good. Like, hey, no one's flying in. You can't see the dots. My face cam's in the way, even on Twitch, so you can't see the map. I might adjust that in the future so we can. But either way, here's the thing. As I was checking map, actually, and I typically do when we fly in, it's just good and important knowledge to have, and this is why I'm showing this clip. I have no idea where these guys flew in, so even if I did have the info, which I didn't, I don't know how I would have known these guys were here, especially because they landed on the backside, and you can watch me fly in. I don't see anyone land. So it's a super weird situation, but the dude's sitting there saying about how it's not his fault, this, that, whatever. So I'm just going to walk through this particular game to highlight how important the team is. And it kind of gets funny. So I'll go ahead and play the clip. You guys can just kind of hear the sound bites.
Somebody, you know, if you're on somebody else's team, come on. Oh, y'all lion-ass motherfuckers.
I immediately got scanned, so I dip. I'm thinking conduit. I should have went upstairs. At least gotten some height.
Bruh.
Getting shot.
No one went here. Please stop. You said, yeah, we're good.
So in that particular scenario, the best thing I could have done was go outside, break line of sight, and go up to the top. I don't know what's going on here mid. It was clear I got scanned from the other side of the building, so at least just getting some height would have saved me a little bit. As soon as I ran into Valk, it was time to go. You know what I mean? I was going to try to keep running. I've kind of learned now, playing over a year or two, that just you're not going to get away. You know what I mean? This isn't freaking, you know, you're not going to run. So if you do run into a guy head on like that, just take the fight, because would you rather die running away or die just at least getting some armor down, you know? So I die. They actually attempt to go back and res. This is a little loot scenario. We're going to check that out. So they go over here to Barometer. I believe it is. Yep. And they find out a team's there. So they actually backtrack over here to the cove, the little cave area. And, you know, I'm okay with that. They need to loot up. Smurfing clearly doesn't even have he doesn't even have armor. So I'm cool with him going back. This is a good play. And just kind of wait for Barometer to open up. He clearly wants to go back to Mills. And he asks why. I'll just play this clip.
I mean, nobody's going to be at Barometer, you know what I mean? It's out of zone. All you got to do is craft and throw me back in zone real quick. Hey, dead man tell no tell, so I really can't say much, you know what I'm saying?
I'm dead. I can't really give out any comms, you know, so I felt like can't say much. So after some deliberation and stuff, you know, they get back.
Yeah, I'd craft back there.
I tell him to go Barometer. The team's more than likely not there.
They're gonna be chilling there more than likely.
So he won't get back in the Trident.
You gotta get enough from the Goofy.
Goofy can go res me right now. That's what I just said. He's got enough. And then goes up height. I guess wants to take this fight. Oh, okay. He's beaming. He's beaming. Getting shot from another team. Or another player. I'm sorry. Alright. No big deal. No big deal. It sucks. Same team. I want you to keep in mind. This is the same team.
Listen, I'll say this on stream. For the record, I died first. But, like, where would the team have went? Like, why would they have even dipped? I don't understand. Like, they have zone. Like, they're just chilling. You got a whole other team coming from Barometer, so they should have just went Barometer.
That was my piece. That was, I just said that.
I think Barometer definitely would have been the move, obviously. But, damn.
I said this on stream. I called this out live. They didn't think they were going to be at Mills. So, they already got a team killed, right? They already got a team killed. They're in zone. It's closing next to Mill. Like, where are they gonna go? Like, they're not gonna go over here to Stormcatcher. They're not gonna go to Launchpad. Like where are these guys gonna go? So he actually ended up crafting me. I get back in the game. Let's check it out. So we end up going back to Mills as we have to. That's zone. You know, we're in zone 2, 15 seconds to 3. Right back, we reach out. Looking back at this, you know, where would they have went? I slip up in here. I don't have enough mats. He's wanting to fight these guys. As to why this is our third attempt to freaking take these dudes out. Here comes the Trident. I'm thinking we get deep into zone. You know, there's 13 squads left. Zone's huge. I already know. I've seen this dude. He won't get in the freaking Trident. He said earlier on comms he won't. There's team height. I screw up my driving. I'll admit. Right into the wall. Okay. Dumb. Yeah, that was dumb. But I'm so ticked at this point that this dude wouldn't, because right ahead of us right here is a res right there. You see a checkpoint? Res, crafter, everything we need. This whole team drops on us. Revs me. It's a whole thing. Absolutely annihilated. So this dude right here gets hot, man. Like, he's mad at me. He thinks I pushed this team by myself. Meanwhile, he went over here and rezzed Goofy, right? He thinks like he did this amazing thing because he rezzed this dude as the team came over to me. Not to mention, if me and him went over there to res, this would have not happened. They would have done the same thing of what they did to me. He only got this res off because they split. So it's a very important note in my opinion, because he thinks this is the right play when the only reason it came pretty good beams right there. The only reason it happened was because they dropped on me, right? So I'm just trying to illustrate that. Again, I had terrible driving. I didn't really know it got in there like that, but that was pretty much this game. They end up dying here. But it's just so important, in my opinion, that you guys are on the same page. And I didn't like how we played this purely because I didn't like how we played that purely because we were down a player, okay? So if you're down a player, I think one of the important thing, the point of this, showing this and going back over this, is in game, if you can go res out of zone, it's a POI that's been looted. Maybe there's been teams that land there. It has res, it has crafter. That's where you choose. You don't go back to where you landed that's in zone, not to mention also in the third zone, second to third zone, because now you have teams migrating to you, whereas you're going to a place people have already migrated away, and on top of it, it's probably better if they fought there too, because now it's like done. It's dealt with. No one's going back there. No one's looking back. No one's looking for you. And so I think it was super critical that they went back to Mills, and I think that's where we fell. And also, it was kind of this situation with this particular guy where he would not get in this Trident. Again, yes, we can get beamed out of. I understand. But I would have went to that front side of that had he been in there, and we would have went straight over to checkpoint. Maybe not checkpoint, it was back there behind. I forgot what that POI is called. But it was in zone. And we would have had a perfectly safe res. We could have reset. But when you're down, especially in ranked, when you're already down a player, which they were with me, that's my fault. I understand. You have to play like you're down a player. You're at a disadvantage, period. Like baseline, flatline, there's nothing you can do. You're at a disadvantage. So it's just super important to, again, first point, res your teammates in Storm, especially if it's the first or second round. You can heal through it. It's not that big of a deal, especially if you have Tridents. You'll get out of that mess. It's fine. This just goes to show you definitely want to have some teammates. So we get into this next game. This is all on the same stream, and this guy actually gets hot because he messages my teammates that I play with in the next LFG chat. He messaged them personally and was like, don't play with this guy, which is me.